How's it going, everyone? I'm Nick Robinson from the Yankton Press Dakotan, and I have Brady, Hale, and Charlie Stephenson of the Yankton Bucks football team. How's it going today, guys?
Good.
All right, let's start with you, Charlie. Talk about how fun this season has been for you and as a team.
It's been really fun. We've gone through a lot, 2 overtimes, that trip to Aberdeen to finish homecoming. Just been a lot of thrillers, and I mean, it's going to be a season to remember over a lot of other seasons.
Definitely. Brady, when did you guys know you had a shot to run the table through the regular season?
I mean, the first couple games we really improved, and even though there were a couple easy games, we felt like we had a good shot to take out those AAA teams. And once we got through those AAA teams, we felt we were equipped to just run the table the rest of the way.
Definitely. Charlie, defense wins championships, and in the big games, it seems like the defense has come through. Talk about some of those special games, like against Kabambi twice, and then now you guys have to face Mikey Daniel in the Brookings offense.
Yeah, it just seems like we just find ways to get it done, and it really starts with the defensive line, I think, being out there, and when they run the ball, they're hammering Kabambi and all those big names that we need them to do, and then when they go to pass, it's the same deal. The protection can be a little off here or there because the defense is making the quarterback scramble, and it just makes it really flow. Everyone's trying their best. Everyone's talking. It's really been going well.
Awesome. All right, and Brady, with the offense, it seems like it's so much smoother this year. Why would you think that?
I think the same thing as Charlie. It all starts with that offensive line up front. I mean, Mark Murtha, he's done a heck of a job bringing that line together, and they're just a band of brothers, and they do a great job of communicating, and they block the right guys almost all the time, and that just gives Mason a lot of time, and he can pick apart the defense if we're passing, and that opens a lot of running lanes as well.
Right, Charlie. Kind of get into those close games, against the AAA schools, Brandon, Valley, O'Gorman. Easily could have went the other way, but you guys found a way to get it done.
Yeah, going in, it was thinking, everyone in there knew we had a shot. We had a shot. Previous years we've gotten blown out. We had that playoff loss as a sophomore against O'Gorman. It was heavy in my heart both times. Brandon likes stick-it-to teams, and we came and we held with them, and we got out with a victory. And that was without Coach Likness. That one meant a lot to a lot of guys. Took a lot of heart to win that game, and really, I think, made a statement to AA and AAA that we're here to win games.
Definitely. Let's talk about later in the season. Beating Harrisburg twice. How big was having that game at home last week?
Yeah, I mean, we got some of the best fans in the state, and to have them backing you at home, it's a big feeling. And we knew Harrisburg was going to come in and give us their best shot both times. They had nothing to lose. Tried to beat the number 1 seed, and we did a great job of just being composure and came out with the win.
Definitely. Charlie, what are the feelings heading into the Dome this Friday?
There's a lot of talk going on in school. You guys going to the Dome? I'm so excited, and it's just a great feeling. Everyone's talking about what they want to do, how they're dressing, how they're cheering, and then in the locker room, everyone's psyched. Colin Muth, he was screaming all day today, and it's just great feeling, and everyone's psyched just to go to the Dome and bring back some of the days when we were younger when we got to go and watch the teams play.
Definitely. All right, Brady, one last question for you. Are you ready for the atmosphere Friday night?
Yeah, it's something you've always looked forward to. I remember when I was younger going to watch those 2002, 2005 teams and just seeing how great the atmosphere was, and I think this year will be a better year. We're undefeated, and a lot of people are backing us in the community.
All right, thanks, guys. Have a good one. All right, now I have Yankton head football coach Arlin Likness here. Arlin, how's it going today?
Pretty good.
All right, let's get started here. Looking back on the season, how fun has it been for you as a coach?
It's been a great season. These guys are just committed, hardworking. They put a lot of heart into our season before the season started, and as a result, it's just made it fun. When you have good kids to work with and kids that take things seriously, it's fun. Life is fun.
Definitely. For a team that's undefeated, it has kind of been a roller coaster ride. Kind of talk about the ups and downs you guys have had as a team this year.
Well, we've had little things that always set you back a little bit, but they come together and get after it, and they find their focus. Have an overtime game, they find a way to pull it off. Have to go to finish your own homecoming 250 miles away, and they find a way to dominate it in the second half. And it just gave it a better effort than they did in the first half. And seeing improvement each time you go out just makes it fun to work with kids like that. And the challenges that they face, we face together, and we've overcome them by staying together and working together.
Right. What do you know now about this team that maybe you didn't know at the beginning of the season in August?
How much heart they really had and how determined they could be. And as a result, they've been able to step up. For them to be 10-0 with the schedule we had is a great effort. Wasn't one I would have bet on at the beginning of the year. I'd like to think about it. I knew there was something special about them. But to beat Brandon Valley at Brandon Valley, O'Gorman at O'Gorman, Aberdeen and Stevens, those AAA schools, along with the schedule, if you look at ours, Mitchell was ranked, Harrisburg was ranked. The teams that we've had to play have all been ranked teams that we've had to step up and play well. Pierre was ranked when we played them, so the only one that probably wasn't ranked when we played them was Watertown.
Yeah. What have been a couple key surprises you've seen on this team so far?
I think the leadership overall has been a big surprise, a positive surprise. And then just everybody, Charlie Stephenson's having a heck of a year as a defensive back. He's played above my expectations, which is now my expectations are up there, so I expect a big game out of him Friday night. But he's had a great game. Brady Hale's had a great game kicking the ball. Mason Strahl's had an exceptional year as a quarterback. He threw 2 picks in the first half against Aberdeen, and he's got 3 picks on the year.
Yeah.
That tells you a lot. Just our people that have picked it up. Parker Cook to the last game ran very hard. All of our backs have ran hard. Sheldon Gant, Jordan Leitner. Everybody's had big games and have contributed in a very positive way. As a result, we've gotten better. Our defensive linebackers, Colin Muth and Sheldon Gant, I thought they could be our inside pair. They're both juniors, and they've worked hard enough and gotten good enough that we can play those, and that leaves us to have some tough guys on the edge, and that's really helped us out. Colton Diefendorfer had a big game against Huron and has played pretty steady for us at linebacker. You can just go through everybody that we have out there has had a big game one way or the other.
Definitely. We're going to kind of switch gears here, kind of talk about you personally as a coach. Where does this team rank all time with some of the teams you've coached?
Well, we got to finish.
Yeah.
If we finish this season, they're going to rank pretty high. I've had 89. I had a Cinderella team with a couple losses and won a state title. 91, I had a team that our closest game was 36-6, but that was in a different class. Then you get up into the big class, and we go in 2002. First team in 99 goes 12-1, and we have a big game. And then in 2002, you go first team in the state to go 13-0. So they're all big teams. And I got here when we had a lot of talent in 94, 95, getting to coach with Max Hott and go 12-0, and then the next year I became offensive coordinator with Jim Miner, and we went 12-0 with a lot of the same kids. And so there's a lot of fun games or seasons in there. I can go back to 85 where the Preston Tetzloff, the linebacker for Brookings, his dad played for me at Hamlin, and we went undefeated. And so there's just been a lot of fun years. When you have good kids and they work hard, it's just fun.
Being a coach, head coach 36 years, being to the Dome 12 times, is there a certain moment that sticks out, or every time is there something, you get a different feeling each time?
You get a different feeling each time. I think the one that I remember when I walk into the Dome is the first year in 82, and we got beaten overtime. And for me, that one hurt. Our kids had worked hard and we didn't get it done. And I put a lot of that on myself. And then it took us, before I got back to the Dome, it took 7 years, and we were in the semifinals and got beat by the state champs every year. And that got to be old.
Yeah.
And you start wondering if you should be in the coaching field or not. And all of a sudden you get on the streak and you get there 4 times in a row, and then you start feeling a little bit better about what you're doing and how it's going. And moving to Yankton was a strong move because I got here when we had good kids, and we go 20. What do we end up 24-0 in those in a couple of years and a couple state titles, and you start feeling good about yourself. It was also very good for me to step back and be an assistant coach when I came here and learn from Max Hawk and Jim Miner. I think that all added to me, and it took a little stress off in the sense that I discovered that you can't put it all on your shoulders, and I've had great assistant coaches all the way through from Hamlin to Yankton, and that's all been good. I've had coaches that I can really trust to do what's best for our kids.
Right. One final question here. What needs to happen to get Yankton to restore the order of the 90s, 2000s, and beyond?
I think we're on that pathway right now. I think the kids found out it takes hard work, and it takes a lot of work in the off season, and you got to put that in time and time again. And along with that, you got to have a little bit of rabbit's foot. You got to stay healthy. Fortunately, this year we've been able to, especially with our linemen, not have to play everybody both ways. And I think when you play everybody both ways and you play the schedule we have, you get injuries. And we've been able to avoid that pretty much this year, and I think that's been a big plus for us.
Definitely. All right, from the Yankton Press Dakotan, I'm Nick Robinson, and Yankton head football coach Arlin Likness. Thank you.